record, you are assigning a work to a particular user. Task is nothing but assigning the work to a particular user or a role or a owner and asking him to complete the task within a due date. I am assigning you the work and saying due date to complete the work. Task is nothing but assigning the work and telling due date to complete the task. Assigning the work and conveying the due date to complete the task. How do you create the task? Look at the format. Build, create, workflows and approvals. What you are finding here? New task. On which object you are creating a task? Let us say customer object. On a customer object we are creating a task. We are assigning the work to whom? Task can be assigned to a user, role, owner. This is what? Your community users. Task can be assigned to a user, role or a owner. I don't assign the task to a owner. Whoever is the owner of the record, assign the task. What is this? For the task we are giving? Schedule a call. By when you have to schedule a call? Within 2 days you have to schedule a call. What is the status of the task? Not started. What is the priority? Normal, high or medium. So we are assigning a task to the owner of the record. We are saying, boss, whenever a new customer is created, schedule a call with him and fix an appointment to meet. Schedule a call with him and fix an appointment to meet. This is what? Assigning a task. Assigning the work to a particular user. Save. We are scheduling a call. This is the task creation. But when this task will be running in the workflow, when the task is done, you have to say automation. When the task to be created. So how the task is created now? Set up, build, create, workflows and approvals. Here we have workflow rules, new workflow rule. What's the rule? Customer. Next. Bangalore customer. When a record is created, criteria or formula, it's your choice. I am going with the criteria or you can also go with formula. There is a formula. Is equal of city, then perform the action. What is the action you are performing? Immediate action. In the immediate action, what I am doing here? Creating new task. You want to create a new task or assign any one of the existing tasks. We have what? Select existing task. Already I created a task. Choose the existing task. So whenever a new customer is created with a city equal to Bangalore, automatically assign the task to the owner of the record to schedule a call with the customer and fix an appointment. Then go to the customer. Go to the customer. New customer. Bangalore. When it's saved, automatically what happened? Open activities, schedule it, call is assigned to someone because owner of the record is someone. Are you getting my point? So, task is nothing but assigning a work to a particular user or a role or a owner, asking it to complete the task within the due date. Within the due date. You assign a task and say, complete this task by this date. This is a task. Assigning a work to a particular user or a role or a user, role or a owner. Are you clear about this? Now, can I create a task on every object? Can I create a task on every object? You cannot create a task on every object. Task can be created only on those custom objects or only on those objects on which allow activities option is enabled. If you remember, at the time of creating a custom object, we have one option. What is that? Allow activities. Do you remember that option? At the time of creating an object, setup, build, create objects. What we have? Allow activities. If I enable this option, then only task can be created. If I don't enable this, task will not be created. So task can be created only on those custom objects on which allow activities option is enabled. Task can be created only on those custom objects on which allow activities option is enabled. I repeat the point. Task can be created only on those custom objects on which allow activities option is enabled. Right. Second, what the tasks are assigned? Where can you find the task? I can see the task on the home page. The tasks which are assigned to you, I can find them on home page. You are finding it. My task. Here they say, apply the filter. The tasks which are assigned, you will be able to see. On the home page, click on the home, go to the my task, and you will be able to see. Are you clear about this? Second point. Now, if you are not able to see the task on the home page, what is the option we have? Setup, build, customize, home page layout, edit. What you are finding it? I remove the task. Go to the home page. Now, are you able to see the task here? You are not able to see. If you want to show the task, what you are supposed to do? By default, it will be visible. In case if you are not able to see the task on the home page, setup, build, customize, home page components, edit, enable. Go back to the home. Are you clear? What is the second way of seeing the task? What is the other way of seeing the task? Go to the record. Go to the record. You will be able to find. Now, what is this? Open task, activity history. When you say open task, the tasks which are not closed, they are open tasks. If they are closed, activity history. Let us see. New task. Task is the same. Open. Now close the task. When I close the task, where is the task? Activity. The tasks which are still pending, they are under open activities. The tasks which are closed, they are under activities. If you want to see them on the home page, go to the customize, home, edit, you will be able to add the task. I hope I am clear with this format. Right. Task is nothing but assigning a work and asking them to complete within the thing. If you want to create a task, what is the condition? You should have allow activities option enabled on the object. Only if that option is enabled, you will be able to create a task on the object. I hope I am clear. People are clear about this format? Right. Next. Now, the major question comes here. Listen carefully. These are some of the issues what we encountered. Let me give you the issues what we encountered. Right. Now, listen carefully, boss. Everyone, listen carefully. These are some of the issues what we faced while working with the workflows. I have a group of users. Listen to the context carefully. Now, these people have a role of HR manager. These people have a role of HR. How many people are there with the role of HR manager? There are 3 people. How many people are there with the role of CEO? Only 1 person. I had a workflow rule. What is the workflow rule? If status equal to open, if status equal to open, assign the task, assign the task to some task, maybe sending a call, email, some task we assign. So whenever a new record is created, with the status equal to open, assign the task to CEO. Right. The owner of the task will be only 1 person. Now I created Java, either that, status is open. Owner of the record is Satish. Who is the owner of the record? Satish. The moment I create the record, automatically what happened? Take the workflow. What is status? Status equal to open. When status equal to open, assign the task. What happened? Task is created. Task is created. Assign to who? Task is created. Assign to CEO. When the task is assigned to CEO, who is CEO? Who is CEO? Now, who is the owner of the task? Who is the responsible person to complete the task? Task is assigned to a role. There is only 1 person with the role. No problem. She is only the owner of the role. Now, next one. I have one more condition. Status equal to closed. Assign the task to role. Assign the task to role. HR manager. Now I created a record here. Java. At the word. Who is the owner of the record? Right. When I create a record, verify. Status equal to closed? Yes. Then task is assigned to who? If status equal to closed, assign the task. Task 1 is created. Task 1 is created. When task 1 is created, who is the owner of the task? Who is the owner of the task? Owner of the task is what? Assign the task to HR manager. But how many people are there with HR manager? There are 3. Now, if I say any one of you do this work, who will do? None of you will do. I mean, any one of you can get this, no one of you will respond. If you say, Ravi, you do it, you will do it. We assign to the team, none of them will take the responsibility. Now, if you assign a task to a role, if you assign a task to a role, group of people are there with the role, then it cannot assign to all the people. Only 1 person should be a responsible person. Then what happened? If a task is assigned to a role, there are more than 1 user with the same role, then whoever is the owner of the record, he is the owner of the task. Who is the owner of the record? Satish. Now, who is the owner of the task now? Satish. If a task is assigned to a role, there are more than 1 user with the same role, then whoever is the owner of the record, he is the owner of the task. Are you clear about this concept? If you assign a task to a role, there is only 1 user with the role, then he becomes the owner of the task. If you assign a task to a role, there are more than 1 user with the same role, then whoever is the owner of the record, he is the owner of the task. Okay. Let me demonstrate on the screen. Let us go to our users. We have HR manager, 2 people are there, right? Then let us go. Setup, build, create, workflows and approvals. New rule, on lead, whenever a new lead is created with index equal to or rating equal to what and index equal to what is that index? Lead source equals to and I'm giving annual revenue greater than. So I can give what is this? 1 and 2 I want to give. Either first two conditions are it's your choice how you want to form the logic. Three conditions we gave, you want to take 1 and 2 or 3, 1 or 2 or 3, it's your choice how you want to form it, right? So I'm giving stuff and or I can give 1 or 2 or. What is the action you want to perform? Task is assigned to role. Which role? HR manager. How many people are there in the HR manager role? There are two. There are two people with the HR manager. Task is assigned to HR manager. What is this? Shift. Okay. Fix an appointment. Done. Active. Then go to the lead. New lead. You have we gave lead source equal to web. This equal to legal check. I gave some data. When I created, who is the owner of the record? Someone is the owner of the record. But task is assigned to whom? HR. Who are having HR manager? Divya. Task is assigned to whom? Task is assigned to whom? Someone. If a task is assigned to a role, if a role has more than one user, whoever is the owner of the record is the owner of the task. I hope you are clear. People got the point. Everyone is clear with this. The next one. We are trying to understand the second point. Listen carefully, boss. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now it's a queue. Queue. It is one more queue. Who can be the owner of the record? Who can be the owner of the record? It can be a user or it can be a queue. Owner of the record can be a user or it can be a queue. Owner of the record can be a user or a queue. Now let us look at this. Okay. Rule I told. If city equal to Hyderabad, if city equal to Hyderabad, assign the task to create a task, assign to one. If city equal to Hyderabad, assign the task to one. Assign the task to one. Now look at the point. I told already record is existing. Name, phone. This is an existing record. It is the existing record. So, I have Hyderabad. Owner is now the record is This is how I have a record. Now this is the existing record, Wipro, W1, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Who is the owner of the record? Hyderabad. Hyderabad is what? Q. Then what I told? Modify the record. When I modified, city equal to Hyderabad I modified. When I modified, automatically what happened? Fire the workflow rule. When you fire the workflow rule, city equal to Hyderabad. Yes, city equal to Hyderabad. Then automatically what happened? Create a task. Task is created. Who is the owner of the task? Who is the owner of the task? Whoever is the owner of the record, he is the owner of the task. Who is the owner of the record? Owner of the record is a queue. If owner of the record is a queue, to whom I am going to assign? If the owner of the record is a queue, to whom I am going to assign? Now, listen carefully. So previously what was the value? Here I have value. This is the actual record. This is the actual record. Then what happened? We have a user called Faraz. We have a user called Faraz. We have a user called Faraz. Faraz modified the record. City equal to Bangalore to Hyderabad. Who modified? If Faraz has not modified, will the workflow rule fire? Workflow rule fire because of what? Because Faraz modified. If the Faraz has not modified the record, will the rule fire? No. Faraz modified the record, rule fired, then check the rule. City equal to Hyderabad. Yes. Then create a task. When you create a task, right. Now task is created. Who is the owner of the task? Okay. Who is the owner? Owner of the task is what? Hyderabad. Owner of the record is assigned to the owner. Who is the owner? Hyderabad. If a task is assigned to a owner, and if owner is a queue, task is assigned to a owner, and the owner is a queue, then whoever has initiated the operation, is the owner of the task. Who initiated the operation? Who is the owner of the task? If a task is assigned to a queue, there are more than one user in the queue, then whoever has initiated the operation is the owner of the task. Because the task is assigned to the owner is a queue, and queue has more than one user, then whoever has initiated the operation, he will be the owner of the task. Are you clear? When a task is assigned to a owner is a queue, whoever is a person who initiated the operation is the owner of the task. Are you clear about the format? Am I clear? So who is the owner of the task now? Faraz. So these are some issues what we encountered in terms of ownership control. Generally when we practice, we assign to a particular owner, we assign to a particular role, but if it has a multiple users or multiple queues, then what will be the issues? These are the two issues what we encountered while working with the workflow rules. So what is that? While task is assigned to owner, if owner is a queue, then to whom the task should be assigned. If a task is assigned to a role, there are more than one user with the same role to whom the task should be assigned. Are you clear about the format? Clear for everyone? So task will be created only when allow activities option is enabled. Task can be created only when allow activities option is enabled. Second, task can be assigned to a owner. Task can be assigned to a owner. Task can be assigned to a role. Task can be assigned to a queue. Task can be assigned to a owner. Task can be assigned to a role. Task can be assigned to a queue. If it is assigned to a owner, if owner is a queue, person who initiated. Assigned to a role, there are more than one user with the same role, then whoever is the owner of the record, he is the owner of the task. I hope I am clear. We will follow this. Let us go to the next operation. Next is field update. What is the concept of field update? Now, when the rule is met, we want to modify the value of a field. Like I told, boss, after 30 days, deactivate the user. Deactivate the user means make the active field as unchecked. After 20 days, make the status equal to closed. Then what you are trying to do? You are trying to change the value of a field. You are trying to change the value of the field automatically, which is called workflow field update. Am I clear with this? Now let us give some conditions. Let me give some conditions. We have a lot of unwanted objects, but none of them are meeting our requirement. Now I'll just make a meaningful statement here as per the requirement. A lot of dependencies are there. Why the failure? Why it is failing? Tell me. Why is failing? First of all, it has a roll-up summary fields. It has a roll-up summary fields. When there is a roll-up summary field on the parent object, we cannot delete a master detail. When there is a roll-up summary, we cannot delete a master detail. If there is any formula fields, we will not be able to delete master detail. So if you want to delete a master detail, I was supposed to delete roll-up summary first. Just do this is to refresh your mind, that's all. Right, come back. We'll be going for so I want to go with the record type update, workflows with record types with the workflows. Come back to the story. Now we are trying to work with the object. I want to create an object. I will club all the examples what we have done till now. I want to club all the examples together, make one functionality, and I will go with the field update. Now I am going to apply for a loan. The moment you apply for a loan, the status should be pending. Automatically the status of the field should be made as pending. You are applying for a loan. When you apply for a loan, automatically the status of the field should be kept as what? Pending. So let us see this one first. I am trying to create a new object. How do you create a new object? New custom object. Loan. I am just trying to revise the old functionality what we have done. Loan, plural name, then context sensitive, name field, hello activities, choose the tab style, choose which profile can see it, then specify in which application you want to add. We create an object. We are trying to create a couple of fields here. So I have multiple fields. So I go to field, creating them with a navigation. I'll go with the schema builder. Then I'm grading, applied amount, applied date, Then I have security. Then ethical loan type. Then applied amount. What is the other one? This we have sanctioned amount. Sanctioned amount. Then we have phone. We are going to cover all the points. Listen carefully, boss. Phone. Then we have status. Then I went to create objects, loan. Then I'm going to give some formulas. New formula, number of EMIs, EMI, number of EMIs are going to be number. How did you write the formula? Case, loan type, syntax, formula, interest rate, loan type, right. This is how we create it. Now the problem here is when you are applying for a loan, you create your fields, but the fields are created using schema builder. You will not be finding them on page level. Go to the page level. When you are applying for the loan, will they say number of interest rate, EMI? They will not come. Only when a loan is approved, they will say what is your sanction amount, what is your EMI, what is the rate of interest. When you are applying, you will not be able to see them. So what I am going to give here, page layout, loan number, EMI will not be shown, rate of interest will not be shown. Only we are going to get applied amount, applied date. Then we are going to get loan type, security, status. Then we are going to get some photo. Only these fields will be visible. When you apply for a loan, you will be able to see only these data. Applied amount, applied date, phone, loan type, security, status. The sanction amount, EMI, rate of interest will come after loan is approved. If loan is approved, you will be able to see. So what is that? It is a different view. This is a before approved, that is after approved. Before approved, you have a different view. After approved, you have a different view. So what I am doing, creating one more page layout. Go to object, loan. Then what we have? Page layout, new page layout. Approved layout. If loan is approved, We have applied date, applied amount, applied date, applied amount, loan type, security, status, loan number, EMI, interest rate. Then we have sanction amount, owner of the record. We have a couple of fields. Now this has a different view. This is what? After the loan is sanctioned. After the loan is sanctioned, we are going to get different section. Right, boss? Now what we are going to do, whenever a new loan record is created, whenever somebody applies for a loan, automatically the status value should be what? If anybody is applying for a loan, education loan or housing loan, it's education. If anybody is applying for a loan based on asset, status should be what? If anybody is applying for a loan based on asset, status should be pending. Right? How do you achieve this? Go back, set up, build, create, workflows and approvals, new. What is the object we got here? Loan of. Go to the loan. Next. When a loan record is created, then if loan type is loan security is asset, security of the loan is asset, then perform the action. What is the workflow action? What is the workflow action? Which field? Then which field you are trying to update? Status. Set the value of status equal to. Whenever a new loan is created, the security as asset, security equal asset, automatically set status equal to pending. Go back to this. Loan, new loan. When you save it, automatically status is what? What was that? Updating the field. Updating the field. When the condition is met, we are trying to update the field. When condition is met, we are trying to update the field. Are you clear about the format? Now the point is, if status is approved, I need to have a different view. Status is pending, this is the view. Status is approved, I want to have a different view. So how to get a different view? Look at the point. I am trying to create a record type on this object. I am trying to create a record type on the object. What record type? On the same object, if you want to have two views, what we do? We will create a record type. So I am going for a record type, new record type. New loan, available for every profile. Then, what is the layout we are showing? If somebody say record type new loan, the next one. Next we are going to the approved layout, active, it is available for every profile. Next, what is the layout we are giving? Approved layout. There are two layouts. Approved layout, there is a two layout. One is approved layout, other one is a new loan layout. New loan approved. So I am trying to create a workflow rule on the object. What is the workflow rule I am creating? Let us see. Set up, build, create, object, loan object, Okay. So how many record types you created here? 2 record types. Approved and so let us go for a workflow rule. How do you create a workflow rule? Create workflow rules and approvals. Workflow rules. Loan. When a loan record is created or modified, the condition status equal to approved. If status equal to approved, then we have field update. Set the field update. We are updating. Which field we are trying to update? Look at this. Record type. Using the field update, what we can update? Record type. I am updating the record type. Was is the status equal to approved? Change the record type to approved layout. Change the status to approved layout. So using the field update, what you can update? You can also update record type. Initially, you are able to see one record type. When the value of the field is modified, different record type. So what you are doing? Based on the value, record types are coming. Based on the value, record types are coming. So let me click this. Go to the manager. Go to the manager. Now, for manager profile, loan. So go to the loan. Right now, what is the loan? They are able to see loan number, applied amount, applied date, phone, loan type. Are you finding the EMI and interest rate? Sanction amount, you are not finding. So let me log in like a manager. Let me log in like a manager. Are you getting my point? Now they are able to see the record type 1. Okay. When I change the value of a field like approved, I need to get a different view. Same object with the same person. If you want to show in 2 different formats, what is the concept we have? Same object to the same person. If you want to show in more than one format, record type is the concept. One object to one person, more than one form, record type. But how the record type? You are not supposed to select. You are not supposed to select. Based on the value in the field, automatically record type should change. Go to the loan. Look at the record. Right now is fine. These are the fields for me. Change the status to. When I change the status to approved, what happened? Automatically what happened? Workflow rule filed. When the workflow rule filed, what is the status now? With the workflow rule filed, what is the record type we are getting? Applied amount, applied date, status, sanction amount, phone, EMI, interest. Are you getting my point? The moment I change the status to approved, we are getting different format. How we are getting this is for different format? Automated. Approved. Once the loan is approved, you should get what is your sanction amount, what is the EMI amount, what is the EMI, what is the interest rate. I want to have a different show. Now, on the field change, you want to show a different view, then we are supposed to go for workflow rule with the field update. This is a commonly used scenario. One object will have, one object is there, in the object. People are confused. I have these are the fields. And I have a field called, some field called status. Now I have page layout 1. If status is pending, the people have to see the object in this format. Which fields are visible? ABC. Once they change the status equal to approved, I should see the fields in this format. Now, what is that? If pending, ABCD, status pending. If it is approved, I should be able to see this. Now, same person want to see the same object in more than one format. What is the concept we have used? Same person want to see the same object. Previously, what we have done? We click on new, record type will come, then select record type, the page load will come. But now, we are not selecting the new. In the record, if you modify any value, the value of the status is modified, automatically record type also should modify. Previously, when you get a record type, what we have done? Go to the loads, click on new load, like this you have seen. Now I am saying, don't select the record type. Based on the value in the record type should be automatically changed. Based on the value in the record type should be automatically changed. How are you achieving it? Workflow, field update. If the status of the field is modified to approved, change the record to approved layout. Are you clear about the context? When I modify the value in the record type should be modified. When I modify the value in the record type should be modified. Yes, it is SEO using workflow field update. This is a very commonly used scenario in real time. Changing the record type based on field value. If it is rejected, I want to show why you are rejected. I want to have a different fields. Pending, one layout, approved, another layout, rejected, one layout. Now, which layout should be visible to you? Depends upon the status what I have chosen. You can choose status as approved layout. You can choose the status as rejected layout. You can choose the status as pending layout. Are you getting my point? So, changing the record type based on the value of a field is called workflow field update of record type. Workflow field update on record type. Can you update the fields on record type? Yes. We can also update the record type. Okay. Now, what are the other fields you can update? We can update object on which you are writing the workflow rule. I can update the fields of that object, and I can update the fields of its master object. Which fields we can update? I can update the fields of the record. I can update the fields of the record on which we have created workflow rule, and also we can create the update on its master record. Whose fields we can update? My fields and my master record fields. Whose fields can be updated? My fields and my master record fields. You can update my fields. You can also update my master record fields. Using the workflow rules, you can update the fields of the record on which the workflow rule is written, and also you can update your master record fields. I hope you are clear. Now, let me give you some of the issues I encountered on this. Some of the issues that I encountered while working on these workflows. Listen carefully, boss. If you are writing a single workflow rule, it's very good. One rule, one condition, one action. What if there are multiple rules? I have 25 workflow rules running on the same object. Now, which will run first, which will run next? If you are practicing, you take only one workflow rule to practice, it's very good. But if there are 25 workflow rules on the same object, all the 25 are active, all the 25 are running, which will run first? Right? For our practice, we are taking only one. But if there are 25, what will happen? Look at this. I created, look at the format, workflow 1. I created a workflow 1, or else field update action. Action 1. What is the action they told? City equal to There is one more field update action. So amount equal to so how many actions I created? It is not workflow, sir. 3 field update action. Field update action 1, field update action 2, field update action 3. Now, this action was created on 10th November 2016. This action was created on 15th October. This action was created on 7th September 2007. Along with the time, 10:30, 8:30. So there are 3 actions. There are 3 actions. Like this I create workflows and approvals. What we have? I can create the actions first. I can create the actions first. I can create the actions first. Later on, I can add the action. So like these actions are created. There are 3 actions created. I have workflow 1. Workflow 1. What is the workflow 1? Condition they give. What is the condition? The rule. Workflow rule is if amount is greater than 5,000, what is the action you want to perform? If amount is greater than 5,000, perform the action 1. Action 1 means what? City equal to one more workflow rule on the same object. One more workflow rule on the same object. What is the workflow rule number 2? If city equal to Bangalore, action. If city equal to so I give 3 workflow rules. How many workflow rules are defined on the object? 3 workflow rules. On the same object, there are 3 workflow rules which are defined. Then I create a new record. I create a record. Satish. $8,000. Bangalore. 8,000 Bangalore. This is a record what I create. Branch. New record is created. When the new record is created, which rule will run first? If the first rule is running, automatically city become what? City become Hyderabad. If city become Hyderabad, what is the second rule? City equal to Bangalore. Second will not run. If second is running first, then what happened? Amount will be what? 3,000. If amount is 3,000, workflow 1 will not run. So which rule has to run first? Which rule has to run? If 1 is running, 2 will not run. 2 is running, 1 will not run. So which will run first? When you have more than one workflow rule on an object, if you have more than one workflow rule, what happened? All the rules are verified first. None of the actions will be performed. No actions will be performed. Only rules are verified first. What is step number 1? Step number 1. Check all the rules. What are all the rules? City equal to, okay, amount is greater than 5,000. Then don't perform the action. Don't perform the action. Check the rule number 2. What is the rule number 2? City equal to Bangalore. Is city equal to Bangalore? What is the rule number 3? City equal to Chennai. So on which data you are checking all the rules? All the 3 rules are verified on the same record. On the original record, all the 3 rules are verified. After verifying all the 3 rules, whichever the rules are meeting the condition, take their action. What are the actions? Workflow 1 and 2 are true. So action 1. Action 1 and action 2. When you say action 1, action 2. Now which actions should be performed? Action 1 and action 2. Check all the rules first. After checking all the rules, whichever the rules are meeting the condition, their actions are performed next. All the actions are performed next. Now what are the actions we have? Action 1 and action 2. Now, which is created first? Action 1 or action 2? Action 1 is what? 10th November. This is 15th October. So which action is created first? Action 2 is created first. So perform the action. Action 2 will be performed. Then the record becomes Satish. What is that action 2? 3000. Bangalore. After performing action. Then perform action 1. What is action 1? Satish. 3000. We have Hyderabad. So, what I am doing here? First verify all the rules. After verifying all the rules, then check which of them are meeting, collect those action. Now check which action is created first, run as per the order of their action created date, one by one action perform it. So perform action 2 first, followed by action 1. So what is the final output we are getting? Satish. Because both actions will be performed. Action 1, action 2, both will be performed. But which will be performed first, which will be performed next? That's only the question. If 2 rules are meeting the condition, both the actions will perform. But which one has to run first, which one has to run next? So what is the final output? Satish, 3000, Hyderabad. This is the output of the. So what was this? When there are more than one workflow rule, when there is more than one workflow rule defined on the same object, then all the rules are verified first. Don't perform the action. Check all the rules first. When you check all the rules, which of them are meeting, collect those actions, put them in a group. Now, out of this group of action, whichever is created first, then will run first, next, third, so on, so on. So, what was this? When there are more than one workflow rule defined on the same object, when there are more than one workflow rule defined on the same object, all the rules are going to be verified first. After verifying the rule, whichever the rules are meeting, collect those actions and sort them according to the order of action created date. Sort them according to the order of action created date. Run them one by one. Did you get the context? Again, I am repeating. When there is more than one workflow rule defined on the object, check all the rules first. Check all the rules first. Whichever the rules are meeting, collect those actions and sort them according to the order of action created date and run the actions. Are you clear about this? How many times the rules are verified? Once. When? First time. Before performing any action. First check all the rules. After checking all the rules, collect the rules which are true and their corresponding action, sort them and perform. Are you clear about this operation? Right? Are you clear? Now this is one of the commonly encountered issues that you get in real time. Because you will not work with a single workflow rule, object will have a group. You will written a workflow rule, but a priorities will change. Suppose if 2 rules are trying to modify the same field, then obviously priority is very important. So this is some of the issues that you encounter while you are working in the real time. Right. When you have a group of workflow rules and defined on the same object, if they are running together, then the priorities will affect the flow of your operation. So you should know in which order they are going to execute, which will run first, which will run next. I hope you are clear. People have followed this operation. Any further queries from your end? Any further queries? Any further queries from your end?